All right, it is Saturday morning, and I don't know about you, but it is my favorite time of the week. It is 9 a.m. Eastern, and it is time for Sales Logic. I'm here with my co-host, Mark Hunter. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning, and it's 8 a.m. Central Time. So just keeping people in the know. What can I say?
That's right. It's wherever you are. In the U.S., it is early morning on Saturday, and if you're lucky enough to be in Europe or somewhere like that, we're joining you in the afternoon. But Mark's it been a good week for you. Well, if you are in the U.S., we are celebrating 4th of July. This is a big holiday weekend, and it marks, that we are hot into the summer season.
We're hot into the summer season, and that means we're hot working, selling, making. You and I were both comparing notes before we went live. It's to the number of things we have to get done today, and it's not things like mowing the lawn.
No, it's not doing that at all.
I mean, it is amazing. When you're passionate about sales, and of course your new book is just crushing it out there. It's amazing the number of people that want to grab time with you, and that's a good thing. So it's good. It's great.
It is a good thing. Well, how about I hit this video and then we dive into today's show. We've got a really good topic. Anybody listening right now, hang on, because you are going to be very interested. Take a second to grab a pen, piece of paper, or get ready to type away on your computer, because we're really going to have some good takeaways today. But here we go. Let's rock and roll.
Prospect with integrity. We will get customers who have integrity. Integrity is the foundation from which everything is built on.
You better understand value. But at the end of the day, sales is a relationship business. It is a people business. It is an emotional business.
This is Sales Logic.
All right. So welcome again, Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern time for Sales Logic, the show where we dive into the strategies, discuss the steps, everything that you need to know to be more effective at sales. And again, I'm here with my co-host, Mark Hunter. Good morning, Mark.
Good morning. And we got a great topic. We got a great question. It's just going to be a good show. Why don't you set up and let folks know how kind of the show works and how they can get involved.
All right. Well, if you are new to Sales Logic, make sure that you comment here in the chat box. We've got a couple of people chiming in already, so I'll jump to you in a moment. But every week we come to you early on a Saturday morning or later in the day, depending on where you are in the world, and we cover a variety of topics. We always have a relevant subject that we are going to cover, something that is really going to help you dive in deep and to be more effective at sales. I love today's topic, but we start off with a question from our audience. That's right. You get to be a part of Sales Logic. If you ever have a question, just go to saleslogicpodcast.com, enter it there, or just put it out there on social media, #SalesLogic. We have a book that we highlight. And, I was doing a podcast with Jack Hubbard this week, and he said that is his favorite part of the podcast, where we highlight a book. And then we finish with a lightning round. So you want to hang out to the end, because this is where you walk away with key takeaways that are really going to give you return on investment for your time. So Mark, what is up today?
Well, we should accent the word podcast, because even if you can't catch the show live, we are on your favorite podcast app. So make sure you subscribe to it there. But hey, what do we have on the show today? The topic we're going to be diving into is, why are the third and fourth quarters so important in sales? And hey, let's set that up with the question. The question comes from Marina in Asbury Park, New Jersey. I know that area. I used to live right up the road from there. This has been a tough year for our business. I work in the healthcare field, and demand has been high, but supply has been a struggle, if not impossible at times. What is your best advice for how I handle my pipeline through the end of the year? A real issue, not just in healthcare, a lot of others. Jump in, Mayor.
Yeah, this is, I love this question when I saw this one come across the pipeline, because I think a lot of people can relate to it. Here's the problem. you are having high demand. As a salesperson, you can sell like crazy. The problem is the supply chains are really challenged and probably are going to be challenged through 2022, 2023. How do you handle a pipeline when you're not sure you can fulfill the orders? Number one is keep selling. Number two is be very transparent and highly communicative with your customers. Be honest and be open with them. Listen, they still have the need, but you have to tell them and really get close to the supply and the operations people in your company and keep that communication open so you can give people realistic estimations and expectations around when they can get product.
There's something really, what you said there was powerful. Keep selling. This is not the time to turn into a rain barrel. It can be so easy. I was talking to a gentleman this week. He's in fact, he joined our mastermind group. Great. And he's crushing it. His numbers are through the roof because demand in his industry is high. And he says, Mark, the last thing I want to do is become a rain barrel. I got to keep being a rain maker. So even though you may have business unlimited, you need to be a rain maker. And because here's something you have to keep in context. You are having supply chain issues, and so too are all of your competitors. Mm-hmm. So this is not an event that you're in alone. And for instance, Marina, hospital, healthcare field, she's undoubtedly dealing with purchasing departments, supply chain teams. So they're dealing with these issues across a wide sundry of products and services and everything else. So your key, just like you said, stay ahead of it by keeping them in the loop. But here's the thing. There's a point that you can over communicate. And this is what you have to be careful of. So you got to talk to the customer and say, what is the level of communication you want to hear? How much do you want me keeping you in the loop? Because otherwise you just become the annoying person. Here's today's update. Here's today. And the person says, you know what? I got 50,000 other SKUs I'm dealing with. I don't have time to deal with you.
Here's the other thing. Suck up to the supply department in your company. I'm telling you, take donuts to them, take coffees to them, be the person they love to work with. Because the thing is that you want them to want to go to the mat to you, because everybody is bugging them for supply. Everybody's pushing on them. Everybody's yelling at them, because nobody understands how difficult it is in supply right now other than them. They are dealing with slowdowns in other countries. They're dealing with customs. They're dealing with just the postal service and trying to get things shipped. So be that salesperson who is kind to them, who is nice to them, who is empathetic about what they're going through, because they are going to go to the mat for somebody and make sure that somebody is you.
Which brings up an interesting point. You always have to remember that sales is not just an external event. Sales is an internal event. Hey, with that, we should kind of shift gears here. And why are the third and fourth quarter so important in sales? That's the topic we want to dive into. So why is it? What makes the third and fourth quarter so special?
These are my favorite quarters of the year. And Mark, before we dive into this topic, just because it goes with it, I want to draw everybody's attention to the bottom of our screen here, Sales Logic Mastermind, saleslogicpodcast.com/enroll, is that Mark and I are running a mastermind for the last 6 months of the year, beginning this month, end of this month, where we're going to dive into how to make your third and fourth quarter incredibly strong. You're going to not believe that it's only $197, not a month, for the total of the 6 months. You cannot miss the opportunity to invest $197 to finish this year incredibly strong. But now on to the topic. Why are these so important? Is number one is that you need to finish the year strong. No matter how well you did in first and second quarter, third and fourth quarter matter, in my opinion, more, because not only do they determine how you're going to finish the year, but they determine how you're going to start 2022. A lot of your competition is getting tired now, or they've gotten fat. They felt like we did really well in the first and second quarter. I don't have to try as hard. So the field opens up in third and fourth quarter.
I got a text this week from a gentleman who said he finished the quarter at 900,000. It was the best quarter he had ever had. It was great. And he says, but you know what? Come Monday, the scoreboard is 0-0. And yeah, it is. No matter where you stand coming out of the first half, you have to look at the second half as being 0-0. You may be crushing it in the first half. It's 0-0. You may be way behind. And this is what's so key. People will sit there and say, oh, I'm so far behind. I'm never going to make the second half of the year number. I'm never going to make up enough to make the year. And I say false, because you never know what happens. But here's something that catches people. Right now, we are recording this on July 3rd. And let me tell you something. July actually works out to be one of the shortest months of the year. Now, the reason is because of the 4th of July. The reason also is because of the mental outlook people have coming into the first month of the third quarter. The mental outlook also of the first month of the second half. It just becomes psychologically a shorter quarter because of the holiday, because of vacations, because of everything else. You got to be careful. This is the next 2 weeks really help set the tone and the tempo for the back half of the year.
Yeah, I would also add for the fact that, as you head into third and fourth quarter, I really want to emphasize that the field opens. A lot of people have either done incredibly well in first and second, or they haven't done well. People tend to give up either way. The other thing is you did a lot of really hard work in the first and second quarter, and maybe those deals didn't open. I had a couple of those this week that people had reached out to me for an opportunity, and I'd done the proposal and I'd gotten something back that said, I was wrong, timing just isn't right, or we've gone a different direction. Well, those are going to be people I'm going to call on in the third and fourth quarter. Just because I missed the first opportunity doesn't mean the opportunity is gone. It just meant that the timing was wrong. And so all those deals that didn't come through in the first and second quarter, now is the time to be following up on them, because eventually you're going to do business with them and you need to keep that going.
Oh, there's so many things that you said there. And here's something else to take a look at. Industries that may in the first quarter have been a little bit slow to get out of the gate, may have been slow, may have been something. Suddenly they're on fire. Other industries which may have been on fire in the first quarter may now be kind of reaching a little maturity standpoint. So this is the key thing. Don't sit there and look at your pipeline, sit there and say, well, this didn't materialize in the second quarter, so it's just not good. No, you don't know. There are so many factors, so many external factors impacting all of our customers and our prospects that you can't allow yourself to take anything for granted. This is where I'm also telling people, you may have had customers that flat out rejected you in the first half of the year. You got to get back in front of them right now. You may have had customers that said, you know what? We're just not going to make a decision, or we're not going to switch. You got to get back in front of them. We are in such a time of, I don't want to call it change, because we're almost throwing the word change out too much, but it's amazing how we're in hyperspeed in terms of decision making or not decision making. But you're never going to be part of it unless you're in the discussion.
Yeah, and I would also say that third and fourth quarter to me is where you really get your discipline. Years ago, I saw an interview with Gabrielle Reese, who I don't know, she still could be, was a famous female volleyball player. And they were asking her about working out. How do you stay in such phenomenal shape? And she said, that's easy. I work out even when I don't want to. And some days I'm amazing with that worked out. And some days it's not a very good workout, but at least I did it. And, for most of us, July is a time when we kick back, when we relax, when we take time with family, we take siestas, we take vacations and things like that. And if you can be that sales professional who keeps your foot on the gas, especially in third quarter, you're going to move into fourth quarter so strong, and you think that your competition gave up in third, wait to see how much of your competition gives up in fourth quarter. And if you're the one who keeps going and you're the one who keeps going strong, then you're going to be in such a good position. Everybody comes out of the gate strong in first and second quarter. We've got energy. It's a new year. We're riding that high, but it is the in shape salespeople that keep it going through third and fourth quarter.
Which means don't stop prospecting in the third quarter. I see so many people, like you said, they kick back a little bit, they relax. I contend Fridays is the absolute best day to be prospecting. And yes, even Friday afternoons, and yes, Friday afternoons in the summer. Yes, it's amazing the conversations you can have with people on Friday. Sure, a lot of people aren't around. I get it. But it's funny. I had a conversation yesterday with a gentleman who, you know what? I don't know if we've ever talked before, but boom, we talked Friday afternoon on the telephone. And you know what? It's going to lead to a very nice opportunity because I was willing to pick up the phone and keep making calls.
Yeah. The other thing about third and fourth quarter is you have to realize that now is the time that your customers are starting to make budget decisions for 2022. They may not be doing it in July, but as they move into August, they move into September, they're starting to think about things. Every company I work with does their budget in August, September, or the very, very first of October. Well, you better use the time now to first understand what that budget is, and second, to be considered in that budget. So again, making those calls now, figuring out, you're getting yourself in line for their budget.
Spot on, because the larger the company, the longer the runway they have to develop their annual plan. I used to work with a company that we would begin developing our annual plan 5 months before the fiscal year began. Why? Because it took us basically a good 2.5 months to get the annual plan together.
Yeah.
So if you want to get on that radar screen, you got to get on the radar screen. Hey, let's jump over to the book, and I'll let you introduce the book because I admit I'm not familiar with the author.
Oh, well, you need to be familiar with the author. She is a connection of mine through women sales pros, and her name is Catherine Brown. And Mark, you are going to love the title of this book. It is How Good Humans Sell. That was what really attracted me to it, is that it's not just how everybody sells, but it is how good humans sells. And it's basically a proven path to B2B's sales success. So for any of our listeners who, and Catherine is on our chat chain right now, which is going on fire as I speak. So Catherine, if you want to pipe up in and write anything, I'll certainly pop it up here on the screen. But if you are in B2B sales, if you really need to understand what it takes to sell B2B, this is really the guide to do it. Here's the difference to me in this book and other books I've read on B2B sales. And it's really captured in the title, How Good Humans Sell, is this is how you do it long term. This is how you do it in a way that feels good to you to do it. This is a way you do it. So it is sales that is a la Mark Hunter, is selling with integrity, is doing what is right for the customer. It's also, it's not a long read. I really read it in basically 2 sittings. And at the end of every chapter, Catherine has a take action. So you read the information, you understand what to do, and she gives you a little bullet as to what to do and how to put it into place. So it's available on Amazon right now. I really highly recommend it, and don't forget to leave a review if you do buy the book.
Okay, when we get done with the show, I'm going to buy the book. Hey,
good.
We should mention people. If you're in Vegas next week, you can join us live for Sales Logic Podcast. We're actually going to have a live audience. Can we say studio audience? Sure.
Studio audience. I think we can.
Studio audience. Caesar's Palace. Hey, we don't work the small venues. We are working Caesar's Palace next Saturday morning, 6 a.m. Vegas time. Join us right there. Anyway, hey, That was a shameless plug, wasn't it? Anyway.
I love it because we're going to be live from both. Mark and I are going to be at a meeting in Vegas, so we decided to go live. We will be air conditioned because I think on Saturday, Mark, I think it is going to be 111 degrees. I also want to do another shameless plug. Please join us for the Sales Logic podcast, Sales Logic Mastermind. Third and fourth quarter of this year, simply $197. Every month we're going to be meeting. We're going to be giving you strategies. We're going to be providing support. We're going to be providing accountability. Imagine how strong your third and fourth quarter can be if you have community. What you focus on expands. And I know Mark and I want to be a part of it because we want to see our third and fourth quarter go strong.
You got it. Hey, lightning round. Top strategies to finish 2021 strong. Go.
Number one, join our mastermind. You are going to want to join the mastermind to finish 2021 strong.
I would have been surprised if you had not said that. 2, make sure you're prospecting and continue to be prospecting Friday afternoons during the months of July and August when everybody else is kicking back.
Yeah, do a debrief on first and second quarter. What were you doing that worked really well that you need to continue to do in third and fourth? Where did you waste your time? Maybe some things you need to stop doing. And what are some prospects you reached out to that didn't necessarily close in first and second that you need to put into your pipeline for third and fourth?
Get some subject matter experts in your company out on the road with you, or at least out on Zoom calls or whatever. But get them out in front of customers right now to be creating incremental opportunities that you can still close this fiscal year.
Yeah, if you happen to live in the U.S., use the holidays that are coming up. They're very powerful in third and fourth quarter. You've got 4th of July, you've got Labor Day weekend. We head into to Thanksgiving, and then of course, Christmas and the other Hanukkah and things are worldwide. But use the holidays as a great time to reach out and touch customers because your competitors are taking time off. It's a great time for you to lean in.
When you're out there hustling around the holidays, it's amazing what kind of signal it sends. It tells the customer that, wow, this person's going to be here after we buy from you. So that is absolutely spot on. Hustle around the holidays.
Yeah. Reach back out to your existing customers, people that you sold to, especially as you head into fourth quarter, and say, I want to get on your calendar. I want to talk about what you've got going for 2022 and any needs that you have left in 2021. Just because you already closed business with them, don't take them off the pipeline for this year.
I'm going to up that game one more by making calls right now in July and August to all of your existing customers. And really what you're doing is you're talking to them about how well things are going for them. How is it working with what you sold them, either the product or the service? It's kind of a quality control, and you're making sure everything is intact. And what you're doing is 2 things. 1, they may very well say, oh, you know what? We need help with this. Or they may say, you know what? I need to refer you to X. It's an excellent way to both upsell and gain referrals.
Yeah. I'm going to say that, for my last strategy is you need a plan. Really sit down and think about not only the results that you want in third and fourth quarter on a monthly basis, but what are those behaviors going to look like? How many calls are you going to make? How many follow-up calls are you going to make? Where's your CRM going to figure into this? But, take a little bit of time, take a weekend and work a strategy. I was just redoing mine this past week because I've got some different goals I want to achieve in the last 2 quarters of the year. And I just took a half a day and got out my strategic plan, made some changes to it, made some updates, but it's got me refocused for third and fourth quarter with, I feel newly inspired and motivated because I have a plan that really fits what I want to do.
Without a doubt, you create the plan, you build the plan, you execute the plan. That's why we can't suggest enough to join us in the mastermind group for the second half of the year. Hey, with that, we'll go ahead and close down the podcast. I want to say thank you for listening to Sales Logic this week. If you like what you hear, subscribe, rate, and review the show on your favorite podcast app. If something we've said has earned you a single dollar, consider telling a friend about our show. It's how we grow to help you grow. I'm Mark Hunter.
And I'm Meridith Elliott Powell.
Remember, when you sell with confidence and integrity,
Uncertainty suddenly becomes your competitive advantage.
And the sale becomes logical.
All right. We will see you here live next week. Mark and I will be coming to you live from Vegas with actually people sitting in the audience. Don't forget to go to saleslogicpodcast.com/enroll to find out about the Sales Logic Mastermind. And don't forget to go to saleslogicpodcast.com, put in your questions, and we will feature you here on Sales Logic. Thanks so much.